Hey guys, NAB is around the corner. In fact, it's only 1 week away and we are going. So this video, we're gonna talk about some of the gear that we're bringing and some of our rumors and thoughts that we have for NAB 2019. What's cooking, everybody? Dave Mays here with KINOTIKA, and I wanted to walk you through what we're bringing to NAB. First off, EOS R. This is going to be my daily carry. This is a great little vlog rig. Now, I did talk about the EM1X on some previous videos. We had to return that camera. It was super expensive. So I'm rocking the EOS R, shooting 4K with the 10-18. This is the perfect setup for vlogs. Got the flip screen, dual pixel autofocus, Gorilla Pod for now, soon to be Switch Pod. Now, the backpack that I am using, I will make a disclaimer, I got for free from the company that I work for, Polar Pro. I do a podcast called the Golden Hour Podcast, and this is a Polar Pro backpack. It's probably too big to see on camera here, but that's why I love it. It's big, it's comfortable, it fits a ton of gear, so we're gonna just go through each piece of gear individually in this Polar Pro backpack. The first thing that I wanna pull out of the bag here is this new light from Sennheiser. It's a great company that makes a bunch of random accessories, and I really love this light. This light is called the AL360 RGB. So this is a tungsten. Now it's on daylight, and then I just push this button here, and I can go full RGB, which is super great. And hopefully we can actually use this to do some product shots. Maybe if we find a new product at NAB that looks really good, we can use this as a nice kind of side light to create a nice color, make it look a little bit more professional. This is the one and only light that we're bringing because it's super bright and it's really versatile. As our main camera, we are going to be shooting on the Nikon Z6. I'm only bringing 2 lenses, the kit 24-70 and an adapted contact size 28mm f2.8. This is actually our bread and butter lens. We just did a shoot with it on the Insta360 video, and both Connor and I loved that focal length and the bokeh and the overall look that this lens can give. And so this is the only extra lens we're gonna bring, and we're probably gonna use this lens the majority of the time, but having the flexibility of a zoom is worth keeping in your bag. Now, we could use the Atomos Ninja 5 and record 10-bit, but the problem with that monitor and shooting 10-bit all the time is the file size and just the kind of clunkiness of having the big battery, the hard drive. It just eats up battery life and everything. So we're deciding to bring the Shinobi instead of the Ninja. Again, remember, we're trying to pack light. Now, Connor really does prefer using a monitor while using this camera, especially when we're shooting with a manual lens like this. This doesn't have any autofocus on it, so he wants that focus peaking. This monitor is incredible. It's super bright, it's very color accurate, and because there's no recorder, you can use smaller batteries like this one, and it'll power it for like 2 to 3 hours. For filters, I'm using a full set of Polar Pro filters. Again, shameless plug, I do work for Polar Pro, so these were given to me, but I want to just say how great these are. They're very high quality. We've had no issues with image shift. My Tiffins have been great. I've used those for years, but these just have a higher build quality, and I really do like these. I don't anticipate using every single filter, but it doesn't really hurt to bring them, and you never know. So this is a camera that we just talked about in our last video, the Insta360 1X. I'm bringing it with me. It's not something that I anticipate using a ton, but I think it'll be fun to kind of get an interesting 360 perspective of the different booths that we're gonna be at. So why not bring it? It's small, lightweight, and better than a GoPro. Next is our probably most important piece, believe it or not, next to our camera, and that is this new Sennheiser wireless system. I've really loved using this. We're not using it right now because I'm holding it and talking about it, but this system is so compact and so great. Connor and I used this on our last video, and we were really impressed with the quality of this. The gain that this is putting into your camera is nice and loud, so you can pull your preamps down on the camera. You get nice noise performance with these. Basically mount this on top of your camera. Look how small that is, so tiny. Mount that on top, and then I put this in my pocket, put the lav mic on my shirt, and then this goes straight into the camera. This is literally our entire wireless audio setup, and now we don't have to sync anything in post, which has always been a pain in the butt for us, because in these convention settings, when we're recording to our phone and we have to sync everything, you kind of lose track of which file is which. So having a wireless system is kind of ideal for this type of shooting. But if we do have an interview with a company executive or another YouTuber that we meet, we do have our old Rode Link setup. I'm using one right now, and we're gonna bring this additional one as well. These have been our tried and true lavalier mics. We've literally used these every single video for the last year. I can't believe we've gone this long without having wireless, but we are still gonna bring them with us, and they're super reliable. They always work. And lastly, my new favorite Instagram / potentially thumbnail camera, the Ryku GR3. We are going to be doing a review of this. B&H was kind enough to send this to us for a review. And believe it or not, this camera is really great. I love sticking this in my pocket, just snapping pictures for Instagram, for personal use, and even for thumbnails. Like I said, you have a full APS-C sensor with a f2.8 28mm lens on here. The images look great, the color science is great, and it's just kind of fun to keep this in your pocket, and people just smile when you pull it out. So this is my last and final camera. And the very last thing that I always make sure to bring anytime I go anywhere is a deck of cards. If you see me in Vegas, just say, hey Dave, do some magic, and I'd be happy to do a card trick. So as far as rumors for NAB, there are a couple of things that I'm interested to see and I hope will come out. First off, the Sharp 8K camera. It's something that we're really excited to see. We saw it at CES and it got a ton of views, so thank you guys for watching that and for subscribing when you saw that video. We are going to be getting a hands-on. They told me that I was allowed to tell you that, so I will be getting a full hands-on of the Sharp 8K camera, so we will be posting a review on that. Let us know in the comment section what you want us to look at with that camera. The next thing that I hope to see is, of course, the A7S III. We were all hoping to see the A7S III at Photokina, or hopefully before the end was up in 2018, because the A7 III was out and the A7R III. Apparently Sony has gone back to the drawing board and they've completely redesigned this thing, so I really hope that we're going to see at least an announcement of the A7S III. Also, Blackmagic is always a wild card. You never know what they're gonna do. Last year we had the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, which was one of our first viral videos ever on this channel, and if you haven't seen that video, we'll link it in the icon above. Also, if you weren't following on Twitter, Canon kind of accidentally potentially leaked something. It said, what would you rather see at NAB? C200 external RAW recording or EOS R RAW recording? And then it was immediately deleted. Our friend Armando screenshot that and tweeted it, and then I retweeted it. And then I think Mirrorless Rumors tweeted my tweet, which was kind of ironic because it was Mondo Bites that actually tweeted it. Sorry, Armando, I stole your thunder. It's really exciting because if this is true, that means the EOS R may do ProRes RAW, just like the Nikon. I think a lot of camera companies were taken aback from Nikon announcing the Atomos partnership with ProRes RAW. So all these companies are kind of like flocking to Atomos trying to get RAW recording. So I hope that Canon will do ProRes RAW out of the EOS R, because that would be pretty incredible. We'd have to see a showdown between these two cameras. There's other rumors out there, and who knows what's going to come out at NAB. I will be there. I'll be speaking at the Atomos booth, so come by and say hi. I'll be walking around with Connor, filming videos all over the place, so please say hi to us. If you recognize us and you see us, come up and say hi. I've heard people say that they see me at stuff and then they don't say hi because they're like nervous. That's a bunch of bullcrap. Just come say hi. Shake our hand. We love to meet you. I'll do a magic trick and we'll see you at NAB.